explore the 7 tarot key cards that depict the path of the seeker. Today we are covering the 7th card on the path of the seeker, which is card 21. This tarot key card is called the World. This card represents cosmic consciousness, also referred to as Krishna consciousness or Nirvana. Whenever I look at this card, I think of the 2 Native American books that I have and adore. One is Dancing with the Medicine Wheel by Sun Bear, and the other is Dancing the Dream by Jamie Sams. Few people of the European worldview think of life as a joyful dance. This card represents both balance and freedom from bondage. There is a lot to this card, so let's get started. The circle around the dancer represents 0, the same number as the Fool card. This is Ein Sof R, symbolizing that all the power that ever was or will be is here now. The wreath has 22 bundles of leaves, symbolizing the 22 keys of the tarot, the 22 Hebrew letters, and the 22 paths on the tree of life. There are 3 leaves to represent the 3 modes of expression: integration, disintegration, and balance. They also represent the 3 supernals. The red figure 8 suggests that the law has been carried into action and represents the rhythmic interplay of opposing forces. This reflects that old saying, as above, so below. The fact that the dancer is suspended in the air represents spirit. The figure is neither male nor female, much like the Fool of card 0. Here, too, we have yellow hair that represents air, or spirit. This represents that the subconscious and conscious waking mind are working together. However, it does have breasts to symbolize the fact that the subconscious is more emphasized than any other because love masters force, and the intellect of the waking consciousness has limits, but the subconscious does not. There is a purple veil around the figure's body. The veil is shaped in the form of the Hebrew letter Kaf, and hides the genital area because gender does not matter. This letter is associated with key 10, the Wheel of Fortune. This is the hand that grasps. This alludes to the fact that at this point we receive a new name, Master. The 2 spiral wands represent a few things. First, involution into matter and evolution out of matter. Second, the 2 sides of the Kabbalah, the Pillar of Mercy, which represents integration, and the Pillar of Severity, which represents disintegration. The Hebrew letter for this card is Tav. Tav represents a pair of opposites. The opposites are dominion and slavery. This suggests that we need the correct interpretation of limitations in physical matter reality, and that is how we achieve dominion. The wrong interpretation of physical matter reality leads to slavery, as depicted in the Devil card. The fact that the dancer stands in the middle represents the principle of change, and the dancer is the center pillar in the tree of life. Through this cycle, everything is recycled. As we all know from modern physics, energy is never destroyed but simply changes forms. All the elements that make up our bodies were once parts of stars. The 4 animals in the corners of the image are also familiar to us from our exploration of the chakra system based on the information from Edgar Cayce. The bull represents the root chakra, the man represents the sacral chakra, the lion represents the solar plexus chakra, and the eagle represents the heart chakra. Here, we go a little deeper into these meanings. Paul Foster Case has identified these same 4 symbols with the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. The bull is Taurus, an earth sign. The man is Aquarius, a water sign. The lion is Leo, a fire sign. The eagle is an ancient symbol for Scorpio, and that is air. These 4 images also represent the manifestation process. The lion represents the archetypical world. The eagle represents the creative world. The man represents the formative world. The bull represents the world of result. These 4 images were also in another tarot card key called the Wheel of Fortune, which can also be referred to as the Wheel of Karma. In that image, the bull that represents result is turned inward. Here, in this card, however, we find that the bull is turning outward. Result of walking the path of the seeker is that the cycle, the circuit of karma, is broken. Here, we are united with all that is. This card, like the Devil card, represents Saturn mastering the devil. As Jason Lauderhood puts it, you see that illusions exist, but they are not reality. And then later he explains, illusion is the realm of effects, not the world of causes. There are a lot of people who share very negative teachings about Saturn. There is the myth that Saturn ate his own children. Most people share a very disturbing painting that a Spanish artist created during the early 1800s of Kronos, of Greek mythology, who is associated with Saturn, eating his own children. When asked about this, Jason Lauderhead explains that it represents the same thing as the Ouroboros, that which absorbs its own essence into itself. In essence, the serpent swallowing its own tail devours the poisonous aspect of its desire, resulting in continuous healing and balance. Tav, along with representing dominion and slavery, is a signature or mark. In Egypt, they used the tav for measuring the Nile. Hebrews saw it as a sign of salvation. Jason Lauderhead explains it this way. This is a signature, a guarantee, the final seal and witness to transformation. The color of this card is blue-violet. Blue is the color of the High Priestess card that was the source of all the water we encountered on our journey, and violet represents Jupiter, which governs circular or movements of rotation. As always, head on over to my blog where you'll find an image of this card and a sound meditation. Listen to the sound meditation as you study the card, and when you're finished, write down in your journal any impressions or thoughts that you may have had during the meditation. To sum all this up, the 7 tarot card keys of the spiritual path is the journey of our inner self, the Fool. The Fool became 2, the subconscious and waking consciousness. Then the Fool reconciled the 2 sides of himself and produced a 3rd stage of being, which became the middle pillar on the Kabbalah tree of life. Well, that concludes our journey along this avenue on the path of the Seeker. I hope you have learned something new along the way, as I have. I'm sad to see this series of videos come to an end. Eventually, we will go through all 22 tarot keys. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.
My appetite is discovered.